Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Sam from Yankees Post here. And the biggest story in baseball right now isn't any player's hot start or a crazy walk-off. It's this new ABS challenge system. It's been only a few days since it's debuted on opening day, and people are already losing their minds over it, both good and bad. Some are saying it's the best thing to happen to the game in years. Others think it's going to mess with the flow and turn every close pitch into like a mini drama. So today I just wanted to break down, is this new ABS system actually saving the MLB, or is it starting to ruin it? First, let's talk about how it actually works because a lot of fans are still confused. It's not full robot umpires calling every pitch. Human umpires are still behind the plate making the initial call on balls and strikes, but now only the batter, the catcher, or the pitcher can challenge a call right after the pitch by tapping on their helmet or hat. No dugout help. It's got to be pretty much instant. There's been a couple of scenarios where a batter has taken like a couple seconds and then tried to challenge it, and the umpire just says, yeah, you're out of luck, go back to the dugout. So each team starts the game with two challenges. If you win the challenge, the call gets overturned. You keep your challenge and you can use it again. If you lose it, the challenge is gone. You lose two and you're done for the rest of the game. You do get an extra one in extras, which is nice. The review happens super quick, like 13 to 14 seconds on average, and they show a cool little graphic on the stadium screen and on the TV so everybody can see the 3D strike zone and exactly where the pitch crossed. In spring training, the overturn rate was around 52%, and through the first weekend of the regular season, it's been sitting around 54 to 61%, depending on the exact days that you look at it. In the first 47 games or so of the season so far, there were 175 challenges, and about 94 of those calls got overturned. Catchers have been the best at it so far, over 64% success rate on their challenges. Hitters are around 42%, and pitchers barely challenge, only for like a handful attempt, and it's a much lower rate. Obviously, it's a lot harder to kind of see it as a pitcher, and you kind of just want to leave it up to your catcher. So yeah, now the fun part, the early examples that have everybody talking. On opening day, the very first challenge ever came from Yankees utility guy Jose Caballero against Logan Webb. They actually kind of like missed it for some reason on the broadcast, but it actually got upheld. So the first challenge ever on ABS wasn't really even shown on the broadcast, and it was a fail. Then Mets catcher Francisco Alvarez became the first player to win one when he challenged a 3-2 pitch to Oneil Cruz. It was called a ball for a walk, but the review showed it caught the inside corner for strike three. Boom, Cruz was out, and the Mets got the first successful ABS challenge overturn in history. But yeah, umpires are still feeling the heat already. Guys like CB Buckner had 8 challenges against him in one game, with 6 of them overturned. Chad Whitson went 7 for 7 overturned in the Yankees-Giants game. Chris Siegel had 10 challenges with 7 flips. Fans are just kind of eating it up, saying it's finally holding umps accountable after years and years of bad calls with 0 consequences. It's interesting because I feel like it's more like prevalent than I thought it would be, and it happens a lot more. And, you know, a lot of people have mixed feelings on it. Pat McAfee went off on it, basically saying umpires are going to hate this and loving that players finally have some power. A lot of people online agree. You know, they're tired of the same old arguments and missed calls costing all the games. The quick graphic makes it entertaining, and the average challenge only adds like 14 seconds, so the games aren't dragging much. And honestly, like MLB games have been like historically short with the new pitch clock. So even if it adds a little bit more time, the games are still shorter than ever. But not everybody's sold. Some people are saying the system's margin of error is about 1/6 of an inch, yet they're overturning calls by millimeters or even pitches that look clearly off on replay. So there's a little bit of a problem with that. You know, others are pointing out like the strike zone is a 2D slice over the middle of the plate, not like a full 3D, which can feel weird on pitches that dive or tail at the end. There are already complaints that it's taking some of the human element out of it, the arguments, the personality of the umps, the old school feel of the game. I know Aaron Boone was chirping at the ump because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're getting the calls wrong and you're having to constantly sit there and challenge, it's still going to, you know, piss some of the people off that are just trying to have a good flow of the game. Some of the pitchers, the managers, all these people that are involved with it. So yeah, I don't know. Look, through the first week, it's been more entertaining than disruptive, in my opinion. The tech works pretty fast. I actually think they can make it a lot faster. The visuals are clean, and just having some real accountability feels refreshing after decades of umps are human, deal with it. We've seen catchers and hitters actually winning challenges at a decent clip, which means better baseball overall, fewer missed calls, exciting outcomes. And yeah, it's just creating like a new drama for the game. Managers and players are learning when to challenge. Teams are having meetings about this. It was practiced a ton in spring training, and even for some people that played AAA and different minor league levels. But it's pretty funny. There's a lot of umps that are getting just roasted on social media. They put them on the big screen at the game. The fans are loving it, and they're debating every close call. Should I challenge this? Should I not challenge this? So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very curious to see how teams are going to handle like big personalities and try to take like the emotional challenges out of it. I think it's pretty smart to, not let pitchers on the mound challenge it, just leave it to the catchers because they're probably a little bit less emotional than a pitcher who, believes they're always executing on a good pitch. But yeah, I think the best bet is to just try to save them for like either strikeouts or walks or just big counts, runners in scoring position towards the end of the game. Try not to use them right away because you only get two, and once you lose them, you're done. So you kind of just want to make sure that you have one at the end of the game if there's some kind of situation where you need it. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it saving the game by making it fair and more accurate, or do you think it's ruining some of the soul by turning the strike zone into like a video game? Right now, most of the early buzz on it is positive, especially from fans who, hated the old days of terrible strike zones with no fix. But we're only a week in. It should get better. We'll see if the overturn rate stays high, if games start slowing down, or if players start trying to find a way to like game the system. I personally think that ABS is one of the best rule changes in years. I do like the idea. Like, I do not want to go full robot umpires. I think umpires should still be a part of the game. It wouldn't feel like baseball if they weren't. So yeah, I want umpires to still be incorporated. I think this is a good way to do it. I would love for them to just like speed up how quick it is. Maybe instead of like waiting like 15 seconds and showing a big replay on the screen, it could be as simple as an umpire initiates the challenge. They just play like a noise for yes or no, and then you move on. But I do think it kind of adds like a fun part of it for the fans. But if an umpire is having a bad day, it really does slow down the game, and we've seen that so far to start the year. But yeah, I'm excited just to see how it is. It's nice to have something new for this MLB season because, we're probably not even going to get a season next year with the lockout. Who knows? So yeah, drop a comment. I'll be reading and replying to them all. If you like these breakdowns, make sure to hit the like button, drop a follow, subscribe, and make sure you don't miss the next one. I will talk to you soon. Bye.